Okay, so I am live. I think it is almost 3:30, 10/28, 2025. I'm here to do another quick update on the ongoing hurricane down there in the tropics. So let me play an intro and I'll be right back and I'll pull up some maps and check out the latest on this situation. Hold on one second here. Let me play my intro. 2 seconds here. Just got home from work, so I'm a little bit. All right, so here we go. I'll be right back, guys.
Batman sound.
Okay, so here we are. It is. It's now 3:30. So just wanted to come in and do a quick update on the hurricane situation down there in the tropics. We got Boston Christian in here. Hey, Boston Christian, good to see you. We got Tracy in here. Good to see Tracy. We got me in here. So that's enough for now. Hope everybody's doing okay. Right off the bat, I'm going to basically tell people that this is not, if you have, any type of relations down there or whatever, this is not going to be a good situation. So let's pull up some maps. I do have, hold on one second here. If I can pull up some maps here for everybody. 2 seconds. All right, let me. I got too many windows open here. Hope everybody's having a good night, good morning, whatever it is you guys are doing, wherever you are. So here we are, and you're already starting to see some of these hurricane warnings here, which we didn't see yesterday. This is not going to be a direct impact to any continental United States, Florida, southeast coast. But you might see some rip currents here once this storm gets over into the middle of the Atlantic. But that's not. Let's hold on. Let's see here. This is a horrible storm. This is bad. This is bad news. So let's go here and let's put some coordinates first. We'll find out what's going on here. So Melissa now, as of this is 2 a.m. advisory. This is the 27th. Yesterday, when I did the live, it was the 23rd advisory. This is the 27th advisory. So right off the bat, you can tell that this hasn't moved much. It's still there. It's from 23, the 23rd advisory. Now you're talking 27. It has been, 4 advisories, and it's still basically right where it was yesterday, maybe a little bit more north. So it's definitely a category 5 storm here. It's the pressure is way down to 901, and I'd have to do some research on Caribbean storms that have formed in the Caribbean. This has got to be up there as far as a millibar pressure Caribbean. Can't remember storm that's formed in the Caribbean Sea here that's had this low of a pressure. But so here's the coordinates. It's located 16.8 north, 78.4 west, and it's basically not moving. It's if anything, it's going northeast at 2 miles per hour. It's stuck. This system here would be an awful system if it keeps moving this slowly. So, all right. So let me go back to the chat. Here we got the sweet dude Shibby's in here. Good to see you, sweet dude. I can't believe I just watched that baseball game. I didn't watch it. I listened to the entire game in the car. I think it went, what was it, 16 innings? Anyways, good to see Shibby in here. Good to see Tracy's in here. We got Boston Christian in here. So, all right, let's get back to this here. So we're going to find out why this storm is doing this. So let's go here to anyways, but for geographical locations here, here's the Gulf of whatever here you want to call it. This is the Caribbean Sea here, the Leeward Islands. This is I believe this is Jamaica here. Got Cuba here, the eastern side of Cuba here, and then you got the Turks and Caicos up here. Here's South America here, Central America here. So it's right in this very area here. So let's so this is what we're gonna do here. Let's do the full let's do the whole thing so we can get right. So okay, so this is the entire side of the globe here. This is exactly everything that's going on as far as steering currents, any type of ocean problems here. This is the entire globe here. So let's hope that this goes into motion here. Okay, so here we go. Back up here, and I'm going to rock this here. All right. So again, here's Florida here. This is the Gulf. This is the Yucatan Peninsula. This is Central America here. South America here. This is the open Atlantic in here. And right off the bat, you can tell that there's a whole bunch of shit going on here, right? You have this upper level low way up here spinning in Canada here, producing this this ridge here, whatever this is here. It's definitely high pressure above this system here. It's right in here because all of these other clouds are kind of going around whatever's going on here. So that's basically what's causing any type of movement to the north here, right? So so this is this here. There's nothing else in the Atlantic right now here. The Atlantic, the coast of Africa here, the Atlantic conversion zone here is pretty much dried up. There's probably going to be nothing else coming off the coast here. You see this is what they call the Southern Gyre system here, which is basically a persistent low pressure area here higher up, which usually forms this time of the year here. So this may be tapping into a little bit of that here with these outer bands. Let's go. I wish I could get it visible, but it's just too late. All right, so this is the water vapor imagery here. This is basically taking a picture of what's going on. Any type of water vapor that's in the atmosphere here, this is picking it up. It's also picking up areas where there isn't any atmospherical vapor. And this is how, for some reason, for me, it's easier for me to see where these steering currents are with this topographical map here, because I can see it sometimes a little bit better. So we have dry air here, across the so you can tell nothing's going to form here in the Gulf anytime soon. This is just wicked dry air here. Probably sweltering heat down in lower Texas here. Have this low pressure here that's building off the coast here of the United States here. You can see the swirl here. Just rule of thumb, low pressure goes counterclockwise and high pressure goes clockwise. So this is telling me that there's an area of high pressure here, and there may be an actual high pressure system here in the Gulf, or United States here that's causing a lot of this drier air here. So this system, you have a blocking system here, and southern Jair here, right? So it's telling me the only way this is going to move is if one of these high pressures here either weakens, moves, or this thing here is just going to keep churning here, and it doesn't look like it's weakening at all. You know, and sometimes if they stay in one position long enough, they'll upwell themselves. They'll take, the seas that are underneath it, bring the water up, drop it, and that whole system seems to try to cool the system off a little bit so that you get some upwelling and get this to kind of run itself out here. But it doesn't seem like it's happening because the water here is just wicked warm. There hasn't been anything this year here or last year that's come in this latitude here kind of churn up these waters here to kind of cool them off a little bit at all. So this water temperature in here is just really fueling this. You can see these outer bands here, right? These outer bands are going all the way up into way north of this system here. This is a huge giant. This is a big storm, and it's just going to get bigger. Look at these feeder bands to the south here. So you may be, as this starts to inch up a little bit towards Jamaica here, you may get lashed by some of these outer bands here as far as way as, some of these other islands here. So it's going to be a big storm. All right. So, and it's not moving at all. If I can put, let's go down a level here. We'll go to, what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of concentrating on the the Caribbean satellite here. You can see all of these feeder bands. This is heavy. This system is generating a enormous amount of water here. This is not going to be good. So right in these clouds here is Jamaica here. And you might be feeling some of these tropical storm force winds right now, especially along the coast here. But look at all of this moisture here. Look at these feeder bands all the way down. This is a massive system. This is the density of the heads here. And you can see these feeder bands here right in the center too. The eye wall is this is going to be terrible. But all the way out east here with these feeder bands, once they start pulling into Espanola here, I don't know what this is here, but this is just going to get inundated too right in here. So I know will get the watches and warnings here pretty shortly, but it's not just Jamaica here. It's all of these outer islands here, the Eastern Cuba. I think this is Western Hispaniola here. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's go back to the chat for a second. I'm not everybody here. Mustang's here. Hey, Mustang, good to see you. All right, so let's answer that question for Shibby here. Hold on a second. I think I can get the earlier infrared here. I will say one thing: this storm is wicked impressive. This is they're gonna learn a lot from this. This is gonna be look at this freaking eye wall. Oh, it looked awful yesterday, right? And today it's bigger, right? This eye wall yesterday, good Lord. This is a horrible system. This is a horrible hurricane here. This is just really bad. Look at this outer band. You're getting this beautiful buzzsaw look here, and these feeder bands are just feeding moisture into it, wrapping it up, wrapping inside like a top here, just spinning into the center. These thunderheads are just popping up every. This is a hard. This is taking up almost all of the Caribbean here. All right, so these are the so as of 6 o'clock, this not this morning here. This is saying so. This is okay. So this is a different time zone here. Melissa expected to bring catastrophic winds. Remember that catastrophic winds. And when they mean catastrophic winds, they mean catastrophic winds. It's not like it's going to be a breeze. This is I'll get to I did download some of the drop sondes here, so we'll get the actual wind speeds from the hunters themselves. This is the big thing, flooding. Um Anybody that's ever been to Jamaica knows that once water starts flowing here in Jamaica, it's really going to be hard to stop that. So flooding's a huge thing. In fact, the flooding actually may be worse than the winds themselves, but um and then the storm surge is uh you know, it's a triple whammy here. So the center of Melissa was located in this parallel here, with movement north northeast at 2 miles an hour. So think about that. 2 miles an hour is it could take forever for this thing to get for one over Jamaica as a landfall. And then if keeps going at this speed here, it's going to take forever for this thing to get out of here. So this is bad. All of this is bad. And then the central pressure, like I say, I'm going to have to do some research. I don't think I've ever seen a hurricane form in the Caribbean here and have this pressure. Like this is really low. This is I think the lowest recorded pressure in the Atlantic was like eight something eight. I'll have to look into that. Eight, the high eights, so 890 or something like that. So this is bad. And then um uh yesterday was at like 932. So this is down for sure. And that's how you can tell that this storm here is actually getting stronger, if you can imagine that. It doesn't make any sense. All right, so let's go back to the chat. Yeah, Scott, this is definitely a category 5 for sure. Thank you, Mustang, for putting in there. I'm watching a street camera live view on the other monitor. It's raining pretty heavy and it's starting to get windy. Yep. Hey, Carol, good to see you. Hey, Paula, good to see you. It's okay if you're late. Um, I just wanted to do my aunt, uncle, and adult cousin and Arabi are stuck in Montego Bay, Jamaica, at the Excellence Resort. That's not good. Um, we're not sure. I think the power or and it is they might have cut the power there on purpose. I know sometimes they do that. They'll cut the power. Because the last thing you want is, a storm to do that because now you have power lines all over the roads with electricity still in them. So sometimes they'll cut the power for the storm, especially if they know it's going to be bad. That way there's no power to the power lines. Um, I don't know if they do that anymore. No, they did. For a couple of hurricanes, they did that. All right, so so this is the hold on a second, let me go back to this. So this is the actual infrared. So this is notice there's no coloring in here. This is actually a view of this from space. Um, but we'll color it in four. Yeah, okay, so this is the infrared here, and what they do now is they color in um the higher from lower to higher cloud tops. So, blue obviously is a lower cloud, and then when you get way up into the storm here, you're gonna start seeing these, yellows, and you keep going up layers here. You get into the reds, and then you start getting into the purples, which is, I mean, those are way up. And you see in these feeder bands here, all of these reds, and I mean, this stuff here. Everybody always concentrates on this circular pattern here with the hurricane, right? But out here in these feeder bands, there's thunderheads in here too. So you may get in any of these feeder bands, you may get a deluge, like a deluge of water in some of these feeder bands, way away from where the center is. So I think that's what the concern is here too for some of these outer islands to get the impact of some of these. So I mean, I wouldn't concentrate necessarily on just the island here, but out, say 300 or 400 miles, you could still get. And inside some of these cells here, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw some vortices or what they call smaller tornado things once they hit friction of land here. So, this is just going to be bad. It's going to be bad all around. And if it keeps going at this speed, it's going to be really bad. People like that have never seen water like that before, ever. Oh. All right. So, what am I going to do now? Let's go to. Good to see you, Paula. Good to see Carol. Good to see everybody in here. I hope everybody's well. Um, let's get out of this here, and I'm going to go. The one here. I forget now. Is it this one here? Give me 2 seconds here while I pull this up here. I think it's this one here. 1027. H2 flight level drops on. We'll do both. That must be Hunter 2. Oh, I got too many windows open. Okay, I can share now. I'll close these other two out. Okay, so let's go here. All right, so here we go. So this is I was trying to do this yesterday. Remember, I was trying to get the drop sons here. So this is I believe this is the latest. Um what they do is they fly into the system here. They usually come in, and I mean it's close. That's the one good thing about the storm is it's close enough to land where they can just I believe they have a naval base in uh is it Puerto Rico where they can fly out of and fly into here. So what they'll do is they'll come in and they'll drop all kinds of different weather data into the system here and give kind of like an idea of what's going on in here at different levels too. I'm not smart enough to do the different level things yet, but I'm getting there. And then you have, the wind speeds here. But what they try to do is they try to get different points too to get forecast here. The center here. They'll try to drop these sons in here to get a forecast track too from different computer models and stuff like that. But so we have this here. Can you guys see that? You think? All right. All right. So out here, you're going to get wind speeds knots 29, That's barely tropical storm winds there. That's maybe 32, 33. And this is 145, 34. That was yesterday. I think this is the latest here, and this is how far out it is. 50 300 miles out. So if you go from the center to the end of the circle here, it's about 300 miles. So this is about 300 miles out here. I don't think you're going to see hurricane force winds or tropical storm force winds at 300 miles out. But if you go closer to obviously closer to the center, now you're going to start getting different readings. And what I do usually is I use this thing here to kind of split open this hurricane. So I'll do the four quadrants. I'll do, kind of like a T in here and get north, east, south, west. And you're going to notice that most of the times they concentrate this this hunter here to go more to the center and to the east of the storm, because that's what they call the dirty side. So most of your stronger winds are going to be usually to the either southeast or northeast, depending on where the position of the storm is. So out here on the western side, you're getting this is probably 100 miles out or so. You're still getting 62, 65. So that's high. That's high tropical storm force winds here. Then down here in the south, you're probably not going to see anything at all. 30. Once you start getting towards the center here, you're going to start seeing these wind speeds go up. So you got 59, 60, 68, 74. So that's a hurricane force wind there. 82 to the center. Don't forget, this is to the northwest of the storm. And then when you get to the center, these are going to go up to like 115, 114, 169, right? And then you go out here to the eastern side, 129, 137. So this is a major hurricane. Right around the center, 150 there, 128, 156. So this is the southwest side of this here. 147. Even the southeast of this here, you keep going out 92, 82. So 100 miles out, 73. This is a pretty potent system. And I shouldn't be laughing. This is not funny. But this is bad. So to the eastern side, you go out 150 miles here, 42. That's tropical storm force there. Got one reading here, 50. And that's 100, almost 200 miles out of the storm center. 88 here. Oh, sorry. Where did I see that? $50, 60, 62 points. So that's the radial distance kilometers, 62, 72. So getting to, so this is a big storm. This is I'd say about a 50 to 75 miles out from the center. You're getting hurricane force winds. So, bad news. It's just, and if it stays over that area you can withstand probably a 70, 75 mile an hour wind for, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. But if it keeps at that for hours, it's not good. Yeah. All right. So let's see if I can get that change with me. And maybe that's fast. I'm watching some Street View Live. It's starting to get windy now. I was watching a camera facing a bridge built in the 1700s. Water wasn't over it yet, but water was rising. Yeah, it's going to be bad. There's Cat 5 because there is no Cat 6. Wind gusts have been reported 100, 250 miles an hour. Yep. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw um, especially above, 160, 170 mile per hour winds sustained for a couple minutes or so. I mean, it's like I said, it's one thing to get a wind like that for like a couple of seconds, but when you're constantly getting and it's bringing water with it, that's the big problem. Because it's the water that kills you usually. But I think, let's see here, I got 5 panel plus. Interacts on, okay, so I can't do that. Do that. Trying to get some more. All right, so let's get out of this here. Not here, and I'm going to get to. Okay, let's go back here. Carol's awesome. It's always good to see Carol in here, Mustang, everybody. I appreciate you guys for coming in here. I want to get back to some of the actually I can do that right here. Sorry. All right, I can do it from here. Okay, very good. Didn't go with me. I'm sorry. Okay, so I have to hold on a second. I have to get out of that, go there, NHC. They make it difficult. All right, so here's the um yeah, maximum sustained winds at 175 miles an hour. So you're going to get gusts over that. These are sustained winds. So this is I forget what they consider a sustained wind. I think it's like more than get now. Also, I get the buoys right here. Hold on a second. Let's go to this here for a second. Okay, so where's this? 2057. Why can't I get this one up here? So this one here, 42057, this buoy here, um, air temperature, water temperature 85.5 degrees. It's bath water. Dew point 79.7. So it's almost like walking into a sauna. But this is not what I want. This is too far away. I want this one here with this back right here. Here. So this is 84.7. Oh my God. Look at this. Wind gust speeds knots, right? So I don't think this thing is working all that great here, but the bad news is this right here, the water temperature. This is coming from a buoy. So, it's definitely warm enough, that's for sure. And this pressure here is all right. So let's I saw Delivery Me from Nowhere. You like that? That was a good movie. Uh Yikes. Yeah. Oh, it's not good. This is not good. All right, so where am I now? Here, let's go back. I want to go back here and get some of these. All right, so let's do the current forecast here. This is coming from National Weather Service here. So right now, this is the location again, 175 miles. We're moving at 2 miles per hour, so it's not going anywhere. It's take forever. This is at 2 a.m. So here we have a track 2 a.m. This is obviously moved a little bit from now. Major hurricane, and once it gets, once it hits some of these mountains here, mountainous stuff here in Cuba, it should start to in a little bit. But right now so today's 2 a.m. Tuesday, 8 p.m. on Tuesday, so tonight. So you go from 2 a.m. today to 8 p.m. tonight. This thing is still over anywhere in between 2 a.m. and 8 p.m. It's going to make landfall here. Right? But this is a long time, 2, 3 or so. Let's just do, what time is it now? It's 4 o'clock. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is going to be over this island here for almost 12 hours. That's insane. And then it's not going to move. So almost a whole day here, 12 hours. It's just going to be making another landfall in Cuba. So, you know, the next 24 hours are going to be really bad here. And that's a long, long time. Baba Booey. Like, it's a long time to be in that. That's gonna suck. All right, so that's the cone. And then once it gets out into the Atlantic, it's basically just gonna fall apart. But Bermuda may get hit with this too, because it looks like it's on a beeline for Bermuda here. And that's a pretty good shot. Like, if you're gonna Bermuda's this little tiny island here, for this to make a beeline and hit you're doing something right there. All right, so let's go back here. We're going to go to key messages here. And this is the advisory 20. There'll be another advisory probably 5 o'clock or so. Jamaica. This is important shit here. They remain in your safe shelter. If you have a shelter to go to, get in there, stay there. And like I said, make sure you got like a radio or something. Radios are really important. Very few people have them. Cell phones are great too, but cell phones, if you don't have any service, they're pretty much useless. But a radio, at least, if you have batteries, you can fill the radio with batteries and at least get some sort of information. Catastrophic flash flooding. This is the most, in my opinion, this is the most important thing right here. Catastrophic flash flooding. It's just, there's no such thing as a place on the planet that can take this much rain in this short amount of time and stay land. It's just impossible. So the flash flooding to me is probably the most dangerous part of these things here, especially on an island like Jamaica. Numerous landslides are expected. So once the ground starts moving, tough to stop it. Through Tuesday, so all of today, the entire day. The IWOS destructive winds may cause total structural failure, particularly in higher elevations. So the higher up you go, the winds are going to get worse. That's why if you want to be safer, you got to go to your lower part of your house, basement, whatever. I'm pretty sure they don't have a lot of basements here. And the power is going to be out for a good week. So you just, if you're looking for power, you might as well just get a generator or something, or I don't know, power's going to be out for a while. So maybe months, who knows? Leading to widespread infrastructural damage, prolonged power, and communicating all of this stuff here. Everybody knows this. Along the southern coast, life-threatening storm surge. This is the other problem. The storm surge is going to be bad, just bad, terrible. Damaging waves anticipated through Tuesday. So this is an all-day thing. It's not going to just, in a couple hours be gone, because that's usually what happens. These systems are usually going 15, 16 miles an hour. So, it may be over your area normally for like 20 minutes or so and then gone. This is going to be there all day. It's not going anywhere fast. So that's the problem. All right. Failure to take immediate action may result in serious injury or significant loss of life. So if you're out there just joyriding around in this thing, nobody's coming to get you. It's just basically, all right. Do I have everybody, 310 there. That's right. Thank you, buddy. Trying to do the math. All right. So let's, what are we going to do now? We'll do, and this is just an enormous amount of freaking rain here. This is bad. This is really awful. But at least they've backed off some of these 30 plus. Because there was a spot in here the other yesterday that I was in the dark purple here. 30 plus inches of rainfall, but they've now just have this one area here on the eastern side. So I'm pretty sure they're expecting this to go right over the more western part of this island here. So, the dirty side is where all of this rain's going to pile in here. So, and this is still a lot, 20, 30 inches of rain in this short a time frame in the atmosphere is just, I can't stress how much rain that is. It's a lot of water. Not to mention the surge, the river's going to pile up first. Where's your friend's, what's the name again? Sorry. Kinston, Jamaican. The capital. I'll come back to this in a second. Hold on a second. Sorry, buddy. You. All right. So this is Kingston here. Kingston. Port Royal here. Harborview. This is so if the storm comes in here, the Treasure Beach somewhere, right in this area here, this may be a little bit further east, but anywhere east of Savannah, Lamar here, White House, Treasure Beach, anywhere east of that is going to get clobbered. Like, especially, even into like on these outer islands. I mean, the northern part here. This is going to be a nightmare here for sure. Um, and this is all mountainous area in here. I'm going to keep an eye on this today for people here. All right, so let's go back to going right over their head. I think Excellence Resort, Montego Bay. Um, so this is yeah, they may actually be a little west of this here, so they might. I mean, they're definitely going to get rained on. A lot of wind, but it's east of this where Portmore, anywhere to the eastern side of where this comes on shore. Might get some wraparound here when it comes back over into the Caribbean here. It might get some wraparound here, but anyways, it's gonna suck. It's not gonna be good. All right, so hold on. Let's go back to get out of there. All right, so this is the water inundation here. The entire island is going to be, pretty much getting rained on the entire day. You're getting 16 to 20 inches of rain in the Brown here, and then in Pink here, you're getting 20 to 30. These are exaggerated numbers. They always exaggerate these numbers. A rule of thumb, right? I mean, it's possible to get 20 to 30 inches, but it usually falls a little bit lower than that, but still a lot. Like, it's still a lot of water in a very short period of time. So it's not good. But these numbers are usually extremely overrated, exaggerated. But they're saying this because it's possible this amount these amounts here. But it's going to be very wet. Let's check out some arrival times here. These are the arrival times of the winds here. So anywhere in this cone here, you can expect tropical storm. We just saw that with the dropsonde. So anywhere cone here, you can get tropical storm force. This is the timing to it. So 2 a.m., 8 a.m. It's going to basically be in this area here, then 2 p.m. So this is a long period of time to sustain that amount of wind, right? And here's your legend here. So 39 mile per hour it's going to get windy, very, very windy. And these are the time frames here. And then the Bahamas are going to have to kind of pay attention to this too, because it's going to still be a hurricane once it emerges over into the Atlantic here. These are the warnings here. So you're getting, hurricane force, hurricane warnings here. These are warnings, they're not watches. This is going to be a hurricane. And this is the legend here. This is where it formed, or started here. That's why I'm going to have to do some research on this, because I think this is the lowest pressure from a Caribbean-born storm here in the Caribbean. You got hurricane warnings all the way up into the Bahamas here, because once it basically bashes Jamaica here, it's going to bash the southeastern part of Cuba here. And then next up is the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos here. So these are the tropical storm warnings here, Haiti, but they can get inundated too from some of these feeder bands. So that's probably why they have these tropical storm warnings here. It'll be out of here by probably Wednesday afternoon here, up into the open Atlantic. So it's going to be a good 24 hours, maybe 36 hours problem here. And then just doing the rip currents for the United States here. That always takes forever. There's nothing at all. Okay, here we go. Still loading. Okay, so you're getting some. I mean, this area has been like this all year, pretty much. You have the rip currents here along the eastern seaboard have been terrible all year, but they still have, a high to moderate risk of rip currents here from, say, Fort Lauderdale all the way up to the Delmar Peninsula, pretty much up here. So, and once this gets over into the Atlantic here, these are probably going to go up. Maybe, I don't know. But it's going to be pulled once it gets past the Caribbean islands here. It's going to just pull away pretty quickly and pretty much dissipate the further it gets into the Atlantic here. But the next stop would be Bermuda here. But it'd be something if it hit Bermuda, that's for sure. All right, let's go to some professionals. Let's do that, and I'll get out of here. Let's do. Wish I was down there. Let's do news. All right, let's go. Hold on a second. Let me play this here. Hold on a second. Will it affect New Hampshire? Probably not. If it came up here right now, it'd be all ice. It was 31. All right, so this is coming out of Philadelphia. Wow. Okay, so we'll watch this one first. Maybe I'll do this one here. This was done 4 hours ago. So we'll listen to this guy here first. And I don't see my girlfriend anywhere. I don't think she's probably out right now. But hold on. Okay, we'll do this.
News is developing. The powerful Category 5 hurricane that is just hours away from slamming into Jamaica. The winds have reached 175 miles per hour, and you could see how just massive this storm is, turning closer to the small island. Let's take a live.
Look at this thing. This is awful. This is terrible. I shouldn't be laughing. Look at this thing.
The small island. Let's take a live picture showing you Kingston, Jamaica at this hour. The rain continuing to fall, and you can see the winds are picking up as well. Residents, tourists, and Americans all bracing for catastrophic flooding. Back here, we have live team coverage tonight, but let's start with Chief Meteorologist Cecily Tynan, and you just got an update about Melissa, Cecily.
Yes, and Rick, the news.
Yeah, you can probably get pretty good plane tickets now, for sure.
News is very bad for Jamaica. Conditions will be getting worse in the overnight hours. The center of the hurricane is about 150 miles southwest of Kingston, but you can see on the satellite that the hurricane.
So about 150 miles southwest of Kingston, so basically the capital. So at 2 miles an hour, it's going to take forever to get there. But once it gets there,
itself is bigger than the island nation of Jamaica, and it's gradually starting to move now northeast. Maximum sustained winds remain at 175 miles per hour. This has been a Category 5 hurricane since 5 o'clock this morning. Very unusual to have that staying power. Part of the reason why it's just moving so slowly. This is now tied for the 10th strongest Atlantic hurricane on record based on those maximum.
Okay, tied for the 10th strongest in Atlantic. So that's definitely the strongest this year for sure. Third Category 5 storm.
Sustained winds off 175 miles an hour. Third Category 5 storm of the year, and the strongest tropical cyclone in the entire globe all year round. And unfortunately, it is heading for Jamaica. So hurricane warnings are in effect for Jamaica, also much of Cuba, southern Bahamas, Turks and Caicos under hurricane watch. So this system is going to be very far reaching. So the latest track does bring it into Jamaica as a Category 5 hurricane midday tomorrow, probably around our lunchtime, and then a Cat 4, then hitting Cuba as a Category 2.
Okay, so just so I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close on Wilma. I know Wilma was the lowest barometric pressure hurricane ever recorded in the Atlantic, which was 882 millibars. And that's going back, I don't know how far those records go back, but that was in 2005. But I'm going to try to get the lowest, while the storm was in the Caribbean, it signifies the storm's intense straight lower pressure indicates. So but this was, Wilma developed in the Atlantic, and then once it got into the Caribbean, that's when it was the lowest recorded millibar was in the Caribbean Sea. So, but I don't know if there's ever been a storm that's actually formed in the Caribbean that's been this low. I'm pretty sure there hasn't. I mean, to be, oh, you're welcome, Mustang. I'm glad you guys are here. I'd be talking to myself if not.
Through the Turk.
Okay, so hold on a second. So she has this at 8 o'clock. This is where this is, Tuesday. And then at 8 p.m. So this is a whole 12 hours here. That's what I'm trying to tell people. It's like from 5 to 4 in intensity. This is a whole 12 hours. This is going to be in this vicinity for 12 hours. Pretty much.
Hitting Cuba as a Category 2 through the Turks and Caicos Islands, and then possibly towards Bermuda.
That's insane.
At the end of the week, this will not be affecting the eastern seaboard. We do have another storm we'll be dealing with later in the week. I'll talk more about that coming up in the full AccuWeather forecast. Rick?
All right, we'll check back in later. Thank you. And as Cecily just mentioned, this could be the strongest storm on record to ever hit Jamaica. The airports have closed, which means anyone on the island will have to ride out the storm, including a local family. This is another live look right now at Jamaica as tourists.
These poor freaking people, man. This is gonna suck. Let me go to another one. Hold on a second here. Do you think I can get the live? Do you think they'll strike me if I do the live thing? Probably. I'm cutting in on this live here. On a second here. This is a live. This is West Parade. Obviously, there's no sound. But conditions are definitely starting to get worse. There's people that still leave stuff on the street. It's so weird. Sorry, there's no sound here, but you can tell this is a live camera here. I mean, they've seen storms before. I mean, this is the Caribbean, but I don't think they've ever seen anything like this. Not recently, anyways. All right, so let's get out of this one here. One more, and then I'll get out of here. Trying to get some sort of a forecast for you here. Let's do this one here. All right, so let me share this here. Hold on 1 second here. Did you Jamaica her go? That's too funny. So this was done 4 hours ago. This is closer to home. This is in Tampa. This is coming out of Tampa anyways.
A lot of folks are as well down in Jamaica.
Yeah, it's just I've been doing this for a long time, and you don't see this often at all. Again, this is setting some records here.
So, I mean, I don't want to sound like I don't care or anything, but this, if you're like a weather, like a hurricane, like I've been following hurricanes forever, literally. And when you see something this symmetrical and this, I mean, it's just awesome. This is a beautiful storm here. So it's not going to be beautiful for these people, but this is a pretty impressive storm.
Or at least top 10, right? 903 millibars is very, very low. Could get lower depending on the eye wall replacement cycles, but it's moving now to the northeast at 2 miles per hour. That speed should pick up a little bit as we move through the overnight hours tonight. But that's going to mean that really early tomorrow morning and through the first half of Tuesday is really just going to be hellacious in Jamaica, especially this area over here. That's where the highest winds will be. Now, look, Jamaica's about 140 miles wide. The swath of hurricane force winds around the center is about 70 miles. Okay, so if it comes in here, it's something like this. Yes, they'll get winds down on the Kingston side, but I think the highest winds will be out toward.
See these outer bands here? Nobody ever talks about these out, even these wraparound bands here. Like these thunderheads in these systems here, they can produce a ton of rain in a very short period of time. And these things just continue to wrap around these storms. Yeah, the inside here is bad, right? But some of these outer bandings here, you could be like over here in Cuba here, hundreds and hundreds of miles away from the storm and be getting inundated with all of this. I mean, these are, what is this, a 12-hour loop, 24-hour loop probably here. But when these move in here, they drop a ton of rain. And they don't go this fast. They go very slowly. It's terrible.
Towards Negril. Negril's actually maybe on the back side of it, but that's going to be close to that area. So you can see now it kind of did a little bit of a loop-de-loop, if you will, and now it's coming back out to the north and the east. 175 mile per hour winds. Recon's been in there. In fact, this plane came out of Lakeland. That's one of our NOAA P3s. That thing dropped so much in the turbulence so quickly, they had to bug out. They had to get out of the storm before they finished what they were doing because they had to get back and check to make sure that the plane was okay. That rarely happens, but it does happen from time to time. These are the winds now. So you can see.
Look at this. Look at these wind directions. My good Lord.
Where those highest winds are, 175, probably right over in this area here. So it's a small area, but
yeah, they're right here, usually in the southeastern quad. So if you take, this is probably going to take like a curveball approach to, that's probably the only good thing that this storm, I mean, it's not going to kind of go directly due north and hit. It's going to kind of take a curveball approach here. So if you take that, you take this storm, And if it's turning and it's going more north northeast, then you take and you make your T here, right? Because everybody will do this. They'll go make a T right in the center, but it's positioned because it's turning. So right here, the center's here. So in the southeastern quadrant right here is where you're going to find the most damaging stuff right here.
150, 160, around that eye wall easily. And that's what you have to see where it goes on shore. And you can see it's probably going to be on that western side. Here's that forecast track. You can see it here.
See, kind of like that curveball approach here. It's going to kind of, instead of going due north, it's going to kind of go and then curve north northeast. So, yeah.
Grills here, 140 mile per hour winds after it goes over the mountains of Jamaica of 7,000 feet high in spots. And then southeast Cuba by the time we get towards late Tuesday night into early Wednesday, and then Wednesday afternoon and evening in the southeastern Bahamas, parts of the Turks and Caicos as it heads out to sea. And yes, 85 mile per hour winds Thursday night. There's Bermuda.
Right.
It's going to be very close to Bermuda as well. Forecast models, I mean, at this point, what we really want to see is where does it get going to the northeast. Look at them all on the western side there. Yeah, that's going to put a lot of that wind there. Now, 15 to 30 inches of rainfall is expected. We've been talking about that number. That really hasn't changed. The front that came through here today, you know, the showers that we saw, at least north of I-4, that's
this front that's coming across the country here is going to weaken this high pressure ridge just enough so this thing kind of can escape out to because it's going to take a lot to stop this thing, but once it finds an escape path, it's just going to get out of here.
part of what's picking this up. A secondary one comes by the time we get towards Wednesday night, and that really picks it up and takes it out to sea.
All right. Okay, so that's that. One more. We'll do this. This was 5 hours ago here.
Hurricane Melissa, a wrecking ball of a storm, set to hit Jamaica as the strongest storm to ever hit that island nation.
And tonight, there is no time left to prepare or escape this life-threatening Category 5 hurricane. Landfall is now just hours away. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Lisa Hughes.
And I'm David Wade. Catastrophic damage is expected from the wind, rain.
It should be the last. I mean, I don't want to. It should be close to the last storm of the year. I mean, it can go till kind of the second week of November. But I think the Atlantic hurricane season is over, in my opinion. It might not be. We'll see.
Rain and the storm surge. 3 deaths are already reported in Jamaica. This is a live look at Kingston. You can't see much because of the rain bands that are already moving in. And tonight, that's where we find Jason Allen.
Melissa's outer bands have begun lashing Jamaica with winds up to 175 miles per hour and sheets of heavy rain. The storm is moving at a sluggish 3 miles per hour with catastrophic impact, expected to drop more than 30 inches of rain on the island.
Already we're seeing spots like this where big waves have come across and they're tossing debris across roads.
Seen here from a hurricane hunter, the massive storm has already battered Haiti.
So this is looking up. This in the eye wall here. This look basically the outer ridge of the eye wall here.
Killing at least 3 and triggered landslides in the Dominican Republic. Kingston, the capital city of roughly 1 million people, spent the day preparing for landfall.
We don't get the real onslaught of the wave at this particular location.
Billy Mystic is a well-known musician in Jamaica. He and his family plan to stay and weather the storm.
I can't stop these waves from coming. And
They're going to come no matter what you do.
Yes, and the miraculous thing is going to be that the whole family goes through and nobody was hurt.
With the airports closed, tourists on the northern part.
This airport, there's nobody there. Oh my Lord.
With the airports closed, tourists on the northern part of the island scrambled to prepare.
This is crazy. We were in line in the grocery store for a good 2 hours before we were actually able to check.
What are people getting food for? It's so weird how people preferences, right? Like You could probably survive a good few days without food, man.
Back out and get out of the store and get back to the resort. So it's pretty chaotic.
This was Marnie Stewart's first trip outside the United States. Now the
Yes, we love you too, Paula. Have a good night. I'm gonna get out of here too fairly shortly here. Have a safe week, kiddo. This will probably be the last update I do unless there's something catastrophic that happens in down the road here. But we love you too, Paula.
hairdresser from St. Louis is riding out her first hurricane at a resort in Montego Bay.
Just continue to pray for Jamaica. Just pray that this does pass over.
See these hills here? This is where, this whole bowl-shaped thing is a problem because you get those rains and these hills.
Melissa has been moving in so slowly. We saw people today who were going back out to grocery stores to get more food. They had already burned through their 3 days of hurricane supplies and needed to go restock for the days ahead. Jason Allen, CBS News, Kingston, Jamaica.
And here's a stark example of Melissa's power. Hurricane hunters actually abandoned their mission and flew out of the storm because of severe turbulence this morning. Our chief meteorologist, Eric Fisher, joins us now. And Eric,
Have a good night, Carol. Good to see you. It's always good to see you. I'm going to be getting out of here very shortly. It's very good to see you, Carol. Thank you so much.
I know you have new information just coming in on the path.
Yeah, I just got that 11 o'clock update in on the storm. I got to tell you, that Hurricane Hunter video today is some of the most unbelievable inside the eye video I've ever seen in a hurricane. It was really dramatic stuff from a very high-end hurricane. Perfect circle here, dense thunderstorms around that eye that is completely cleared out. The main development tonight is it stopped moving west and now it has started its turn to the north. So it's going to make its approach to Jamaica overnight and make landfall tomorrow morning. 175-mile-per-hour winds, Category 5 storm, top of the scale. That pressure is at 903 millibars. Very low pressure means very intense storm, very high winds.
Okay, so there's Wilma there. But again, Wilma was formed in the Atlantic. Rita might have been, I know Milton was in the Gulf. I'll have to look into Rita and maybe this Labor Day storm. I don't know where that was.
6 storms have ever gone below 900 millibars on record. Most recently last year with Milton that got down to 895. Melissa may give that a run. So really in that top end of the list for Atlantic hurricanes. It will make landfall tomorrow morning. Western end of Jamaica around Negril will get hit much harder than Kingston with the most severe winds. After that, another landfall in southeast Cuba. That will take place on Wednesday morning. Still a strong hurricane coming through the southeast Bahamas. That's Wednesday evening. And then one more area to watch will be Bermuda, and that will be Thursday night as the center might go over Bermuda at that time, still as a pretty impressive hurricane. So a number of places watching it carefully, but storm.
So I'm going to get out of here. All right. I appreciate everybody for coming in. I hope everybody has a good day. This will probably be the last update I have on this hurricane here, unless I might do another one tomorrow morning, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, I hope everybody has a good day. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Carol, thank you so much. Shibby, thank you very much, too. I'm pretty sure I subscribed to you already. Paula, have a good week. Thank you so much. I'm going to be doing my reaction video here soon, too, probably either later today or on my other channel. But other than that, Mustang, thank you so much for coming in. Everybody stay safe. That's all I can say. If you have family down there, just let them know that it's gonna be terrible, and just hunker down, whatever that means. Tracy, you're awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. Tracy's just an information person. She's like, she knows everything. All right, I'm out of here. Everybody have a good day. Stay safe. I'll see you guys later.